I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Yo, what's goody, yo, guys? Here is a little review slash podcast of everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, all the things.
Hit us off, Nick. What is this about?
It's about Michelle Yeoh and the multiverse of madness.
So basically, she gets sucked into this multi-universal war where she goes through different, where she gets pulled in, well, consciousness gets pulled into her other lives in other universes doing different things. She goes through different worlds where she's like pretty much the best at one specific thing, like cooking, martial arts, movie stardom, singing.
Yeah.
So, but this version of her pretty much is good at nothing. So that's why she's like the complete candidate chosen by her husband from the Alphaverse, which is like the main verse that discovered the multiverse technology, developed by her, who was a scientist in that era.
Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers, I mean, it's obviously spoilers. So it gets really trippy when the person that she's going up against is somebody that's pretty much omnipresent who could be everywhere and to be everything all at once, which makes some trippy ass visuals. And that person turns out to be her daughter, so she has to learn how to become just like her. One of the funny scenes is pretty much like the main villain played by the daughter. She pretty much she basically puts everything she learns, her knowledge, her fears, everything onto a bagel. And guess what that bagel's called? Everything bagel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like everything that ever existed is all in a bagel.
And then there's a scene where the mother and her, Michelle Yeoh and her daughter, they just play rocks when they going through the multiverse, where pretty much human life didn't evolve and they're just rocks and they're just like shooting the shit, talking about how it's peaceful. How this is great. Like, to me, I thought that was just great. There's a brilliant scene. Like it's a fine line between brilliance and just ridiculous comedy over the topness.
Yeah, it is and they're both clearly intertwined with each other.
Yeah, there's one universe where they literally have sausage fingers. Jamie Lee Curtis is, amazing in this. She's hilarious. She plays like an auditor, right?
That's her main character.
So why do you like this movie so much? Like, what about this movie appeals to you?
Oh God, what about this movie doesn't appeal to me? Everything about this movie is it's so everything about this movie is so well done. I love the cast. I don't think they could have gotten any better people to play these roles. The husband is great. The person who plays the husband, he's great. Really
there's real nuance with him. He plays because the main father, when we know from the beginning, he's pretty much a nobody.
Yeah.
And then he becomes this kick-ass martial artist from the Alphaverse, and he also plays this sleek cool in the universe where they both become successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's different levels. You know what I mean? So it's really amazing.
One of my favorite scenes one of my favorite lines of dialogue actually comes from the successful version of him. Because there's a scene where where they're in the successful version, he's talking to Michelle Yeoh, and she's going on about different. He's confused because she's going on about different universes and crap, and she's like, oh well, no, it's great we never went together because if we were together, we'd be in this rundown laundromat all every day, and we'd all be struggling. And then he says something like, you know what? I wish I was with you in that laundromat every day. That would be enough for me to be happy. Yeah, because it's with all this elaborate shit goes on in the movie. That goes on in this movie. It's pretty much a very simple story about family and loving one another and being content with what you have instead of craving what you don't have. You know what I mean? It really challenges the deep human desire it challenges our own human self-centeredness. You know what I mean? And it challenges the idea of who our parents think we should be and who we think we should be, and what do we really want versus what do we think we actually want. This is all this time, you know what I mean? Because what makes this movie really unique is you're absolutely right. Because while it has all the crazy sci-fi shenanigans and complex theories that you'd find in a Christopher Nolan sci-fi action movie, at the end of the day, it doesn't lose the heart or the soul of what's going on.
And that's the problem with most movies. They lose heart and soul because they lost to whatever they're doing. This movie retains the heart and soul while still bringing us on this amazing, extravaganza, you know what I mean?
100%.
Which was what makes a movie special. And this movie had it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it had
set
everything.
Pieces alone. I have nothing bad to say about this movie.
Honestly, yeah. I'm not I might just give this 100 just because I can't imagine a way this story could have been told better than the way that was presented to us.
Honestly, 100 things is super strict, but I'm giving it a high, so I'm giving it like a 97 average. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of all time, but
That's why it's not 100.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
a 97 is pretty.
I feel like I kind of have to be honest, because like I can't imagine any change I could have made that would have made this objectively better.
True, but things I don't have it in me to give it 100. But a 97, I mean, that's top tier.
Yeah.
I've probably never given a movie this high.
Honestly,
before.
this is the best movie we've seen all year. Quite frankly,
yeah.
I mean, there have been a couple good theater experiences here and there, but like
this
was something like this. This came completely out of left field for me. I didn't know anything about it going in.
Yeah, and I liked it.
Yeah, like literally the only reason I even knew this movie existed was because I saw some Instagram posts about Jamie Lee Curtis and her little fat suit she had hugging Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah,
that's literally it. And then I saw this movie. I'm like, this is so not what I expected, like at all.
So it was great. It was a really great experience. I think everybody should see this movie. Like, if you like movies, watch this movie. He's in his own world, pretty much. But the whole thing is that she's pretty much a typical Asian mother. You know what I mean? She has traditional values to some degree because she pretty much traveled. She pretty much left a homeland. She's in America. Doing what I mean, trying to run her struggling business. And you know what I mean, she forgot the reason why she did all this was because she had a father that was like judgmental shit like that. But now she's kind of inflicting that on her own daughter. Like she's even afraid to tell her father that her daughter's a lesbian, has a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants to keep the image. You know what I mean? She wants, because she had her own ideas and she projected it. She's trying to live, I guess, to her own daughter. But her daughter's just a fuck up. She does her own thing, and maybe not she's what she expected, but she is doing what she wants. You know what I mean? And she just didn't see that. She didn't really have like contentedness in that. You know what I mean? Like,
and I do like how there's like an interesting parallel with Joy and her girlfriend, but because keep in mind that Michelle Yeoh's character, she also caused a rift with her father because of the person she loved, even though he was a man.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like we see this repeated cycle. Like it's a cycle that must be broken.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he does this all the time. He's always touching shit on the desk while we record.
Yeah, I'm just like noticing things. And I'm just like, okay, this should not be my frame.
I try to cut it out when I can, but sometimes, like, if I'm in the middle of if I'm saying something that's just that important, I'm like, fuck, I had to leave this in, and he's just doing all this shit, and like, fuck, he's gonna look. He looks like he's not going to pay attention to me, even though I know he's paying attention to me.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah, I think if you summarize my point pretty much, yeah, it's like this is a great parallel. You know what I mean? Like, it shows that you can't choose who you fall in love, you just love who you love, you know?
Yeah, like,
you can't. I thought it was really tied in nicely.
Yeah, like, you can't, like, it's all about, like, giving up that control over people, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, again, like, hey, when it's your kid, it's like, it's your kid, your rules, when, like, she's growing up now. Like, you can't have that kind of control over her all the time. That's just only going to cause more and more tensions, more and more problems.
And anybody can relate to anyone, you know?
Oh, yeah, because I feel like anyone with parents could associate.
And what makes it unique is when the mother comes to this realization and she talks and speaks up to her father. She's like almost jealous, like what the how did you learn all this or more quicker than me? And I've been trying to find a meaning in everything, you know what I mean? So and that's what kind of goes into her self-centered, and she realized she's just self-centered and kind of similar to her mother in that respect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's no better, you know. Yeah, like, and it's kind of like a generational like transferring down of like, you know, idea. It's like personality traits, you know.
Oh yeah, because like each member of this like direct generational line, they're all very stubborn their own way, and that's like and like and pretty much in order to like come together as a family, like you have to like go with that stubbornness. You have to be like, hey, just love and accept each other for who they really are, and the fact that, and you're right, she was jealous as fuck when her mom did it and she couldn't. Like, fuck,
super jealous.
Yeah,
we'll show that you're a kid, but you don't know as much as you think you do. You know, you know, and that's the correlation with every mother, daughter, father, son relationship, parent, child relationship you could think of. You know, and that just makes it that much more relatable. So this movie it combines the human emotion with over the top sci-fi shit, which is perfect. You know, this is what I've been looking for in a movie for the longest while, and it worked. And it shows you that we just need these kind of movies coming out. even on even higher budget, so you can really blow it up. You know, what I mean, really
Honestly.
immerse us.
Honestly,
Not on this applies to this movie. I mean, general.
Yeah, like because like all the money is going towards like the same 5 movies every year.
Yeah.
But it's like, but with that being said, like for what I don't think this movie really needed bigger budget than it had.
I'm not saying this movie, but I mean.
Oh, I know. I'm
yeah.
not making a judgment based on anything you're saying. I'm just saying in general that I thought it was great for the budget it had. I don't think it needed any more. And I honestly, one thing I really liked about this was because because all of the course of the movie we have like this really great sci-fi action comedy, but then at the end, I love how the resolution is like literally none of that. Like none of that really plays a part at the very end. At the very end, it's all about this emotional conversation between mother and daughter.
Yeah,
it's a very unique way to end a movie like that.
Yeah, because the truth is that's all that really matters in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. But then just not fighting doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter that people shove dildos up their asses and learn kung fu. You know?
Oh, you see when they shove shit up their ass, like they shove like a chunk up their ass just so they could have their skills, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. It was absurd and insane, and it's funny because this movie doesn't have a lot of raunchy jokes, but the few that it does have, damn.
Yeah, dude, that whole scene was just crazy. I'm like, what's really? Mm-hmm. And they're fighting, they're doing a bunch of kung fu, slow-mo kung fu, Matrix style fighting, and you just see the big statues coming out of his ass.
And that's the way Michelle Yeoh has to take it. She can't fight them all at once. She has to like remove them from their asses.
Yeah, she just, oh god, dude. But that's what this movie's different. It's like fuck it, it's going balls to the wall.
Yeah,
this movie's it's zany. The movie's zany as fuck.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate this movie. Yeah. I do.
Like, you know, it's actually really impressive how well they managed to keep the tone in this movie. Yeah. Because, like, it's very easy to fuck up when too many things are serious, sweet things that are funny, and you just don't get the flow right. You can't really have consistent tone. Like, you really don't. Like, it really hurts your story if you can't do it. But
they kind of nailed it because they kind of played into the story. Oh, they did. Because it helped move the plot forward.
Oh, absolutely. Like, they make it look easy.
Yeah, because they give all those little quirks importance, you know, to move the story forward. When sometimes easy to get lost in that, just do whatever you want. You know?
Yeah, like, because at the end of the day, like, a lot of the quirks do play a part into, like, the overall narrative. Like, you know, like, with the Rakakuni, like, that plays in, like, that's very much symbolic of what happens. Like, you really see, over the course of the Rakakuni story, you really see what this story is trying to do, where, like, where all of a sudden, like, you know, she's jealous of this one guy, and then she exposes the secret that he has a rat pulling his hair, controlling him like fucking Remy, and then after he ruins his life, she tries to help him, but then she realizes, oh, I can only do so much by controlling him. I'm hurting him by getting on top of him and controlling him like that. Let him control me. Let me be the selfless one, and let me elevate him, and that's how they resolve that plotline, that little mini arc.
Yeah, and I love that scene. That seems great.
Yeah, like it's the whole sequence is fantastic. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of fantastic scenes in this movie. We could gush about this movie for hours if we really wanted to.
Easily. We're not going to do that. So, this movie's great. 9,700.
Yeah.
Never given a movie that high, ever.
I just feel like I need to. Like, I can't see anything making this movie better than what it is.
I mean, the movie's great for what it is. It's a really solid movie. I think everybody who loves movies should watch this movie. Seriously. Yeah. It's a great experience. It is. Hands down.
Yeah, easily worth the price of a movie ticket.
Sure.
Easy.
And it's cheaper than the price of a movie ticket because it's not like a huge IMAX release or anything like that. So.
Yeah, it's not like you're paying to see. Oh, it's not like you want to see fucking Shang-Chi for $50 for however many dollars for like the IMAX Super 3D whatever bullshit. Yeah, they have these days. They always have some gimmick.
But I enjoy this movie. This movie, to me, in my eyes, gets a simple 9,700. You should see this movie, son. Like, tell me what you think. If you saw it already, let us know in the comments. If you haven't, sorry for spoiling it, but you should definitely get in the theater and see it. You'll enjoy it.
I'll be a little spoiler warning in the beginning.
And, of course, you have to. And stay tuned for more content. I mean,
oh, yeah, absolutely. We have tons of more stuff coming our way all the time. Like and subscribe, all that jazz.
Superman, come on in. What's your favorite movie?
No, don't put my shit
What's your all right,
what's my favorite movie?
Talk to me like I'm Osama bin Laden.
Come on, don't do that.
No, they won't even see me. It just look like your shirt's lifting up. All right, talk to me like I'm Osama bin Laden.
My shirt lift up. All right, that's
yeah. Bird up.